If you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. There is a reason why you are seeing this. Maybe you've been thinking about improving yourself. Maybe you've been searching for ways to become more confident. Or maybe, deep down, you already know that learning English is no longer just an option, but a necessity. The world is changing, and the people who succeed are the ones who adapt, who grow, who take action. And that's why you're here. You're here because you're ready to take that next step. English is the language that connects people all over the world. No matter where you live or what career path you've chosen, speaking English gives you access to opportunities you never even imagined. It's the key to better job prospects, allowing you to work for international companies, expand your career options, and even negotiate higher salaries. It makes travel smoother, helping you navigate new places, interact with locals, and experience different cultures without barriers. It allows you to form connections with people from all walks of life, whether for business, friendship, or personal growth. And beyond all that, learning English gives you a deeper understanding of the world through books, movies, news, and ideas that shape global conversations. The best part? It's easier than you think. With the right approach, a little consistency, and the right resources, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can improve. Most people struggle with learning English because they believe it requires years of studying, endless memorization of grammar rules, and repetitive exercises that feel more like a chore than real progress. But that's not how true learning happens. Think about how you learned your first language. As a child, you didn't sit down with textbooks, memorize complicated grammar structures, or force yourself to recall long vocabulary lists. Instead, you listened. Every day, you were surrounded by the language, through conversations, stories, songs, and daily interactions. Without realizing it, you absorbed the sounds, the rhythm, the patterns. And then, one day you spoke. That's exactly how you should be learning English too. The secret isn't studying harder or forcing yourself through endless drills. It's about exposure. The more you hear English, the more familiar it becomes. The more you surround yourself with the language, through podcasts, movies, conversations, and real-life usage, the more naturally it will start to make sense. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about practice, consistency, and creating an environment where English becomes part of your daily life. That's why we've created special playlists just for you, so you can learn English in the simplest, most natural way, by listening. Imagine turning your daily routine into an effortless learning experience. Put on your headphones while commuting to work, exercising, cooking, or even just unwinding after a long day. You don't need to set aside extra hours for studying. Even if you're busy, you can still expose yourself to the language every single day. The beauty of this method is that your brain does the work for you. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. Without even realizing it, you'll start recognizing common phrases, understanding sentence structures, and improving your pronunciation. Learning English doesn't have to be difficult or stressful. You don't need to memorize hundreds of rules or force yourself through long study sessions. You just have to make it part of your daily life. And before you know it, speaking and understanding English will feel effortless. One of the most powerful techniques to improve your speaking skills is called shadowing. It's a simple method, but its impact is incredible. Instead of focusing on grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary, you train your brain to speak naturally, just like native speakers do. Here's how it works. You listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, mimicking the pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation as closely as possible. It's like following the shadow of a speaker's voice, allowing you to develop fluency without overthinking every word. This technique helps you sound more natural, improves your confidence, and trains your mouth muscles to produce English sounds effortlessly. It's also a great way to reduce hesitation when speaking. The best part? You can practice shadowing anytime while watching a movie, listening to a podcast, or even with the playlists we've created for you. Now, let's try it together. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Good morning. How are you today? I'd like a cup of coffee, please. Excuse me, can you help me find this place? Could you tell me how to get to the nearest bus stop? I'm looking for a good restaurant nearby. Do you have any recommendations? How much does this cost? I'd like to book a table for 2 at 7 p.m. Can I have the check, please? The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Try to focus on the pronunciation and rhythm of each sentence, and don't be afraid to repeat them until they sound natural to you. See? It's that simple. The more you repeat, the more natural it becomes. This is how you train your brain to think in English, instead of translating from your native language. Imagine ordering food at a restaurant, asking for directions, or introducing yourself in a conversation, without hesitation. The more you practice, the more automatic your responses will be. Think about how you learned to ride a bike or drive a car. At first, you had to focus on every little detail, but over time, it became second nature. The same happens with English. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more confident you'll feel when speaking. Soon, you won't be overthinking grammar or searching for words. You'll just speak. And that's the key to fluency. So here's what you need to do next. Commit to listening every day. It doesn't matter if you're busy, if you don't have time to sit down and study, or if you think your schedule is too packed. Just press play on one of our playlists and let the language surround you. Listen while commuting, while exercising, while cooking, or even while lying in bed before sleep. The more you expose yourself to English, the more naturally it will become a part of your thinking. Use shadowing. Repeat what you hear. Speak out loud. Try copying the tone, rhythm, and pronunciation as closely as possible. Imagine you're in a real conversation. You don't need a classroom, a tutor, or expensive courses. You just need consistency. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a difference. The secret to fluency isn't studying harder, it's making English a part of your daily life. So start today. Press play, listen, speak, and watch how quickly your confidence grows. If you've made it this far, you already have the motivation inside you. You're not just thinking about improving your English, you're taking the first step. That means you already have what it takes. Now, all you need to do is take action. Subscribe to the channel, start listening every day, and make English a part of your routine. Imagine where you could be in just a few months if you stay consistent. Conversations will feel easier, words will come to you faster, and you'll speak with confidence instead of hesitation. You already have the ability, you have the resources, and most importantly, you have the reason. Whether it's for your career, your travels, your studies, or simply to express yourself more freely, the path to fluency is right in front of you. Now, it's time to make it happen. Press play, keep going, and see the difference for yourself.